Joe Romero, your Western Region Product Manager. And today we're going to talk about Pinnacle incentives and payments. A lot of the questions I get from the field revolve around when am I going to be paid my next incentive, how much am I going to be paid on my incentives, and where can I track that throughout the quarter. So today we're going to go over that in the system. Why don't we jump in? So as always, we're going to start at SubaruNet. From SubaruNet, I'm going to want you to scroll down to the Training tab. From the Training tab, I'm going to want you to click on Subaru Foundations. Once you click on Subaru Foundations, it's going to bring you to your home page. Now this is the same home page that we went to for our certifications video. From this page, you can click and see that you are eligible. Shows that you're certified, have a W-9 on file, and this payment summary is the first place we're going to look. This payment summary shows you if you have any pending deposits coming and what your last deposit was. But we're going to dig a little bit deeper than that. So if you move back up to the top and we come up to reports and we come up to standings and we click on F&I Manager, it's going to bring you to this report. Now this is your quarterly F&I standings report. And if you look here, it gives you all the information you need to know about your quarter. It tells you what the store's mechanical penetration is, 42.42%. Shows you how much you're earning. That's you individually, not the store. This is your earnings individually. It does show you that you're eligible, but we saw that on the previous page. Now this always gets some questions from me. Contracts eligible and contracts ineligible. Your contracts eligible are your Subaru mechanical contracts. It does track your maintenance and your certified pre-owned contracts, and those are what are going to show as ineligible. If you want to dig deeper from this section, you can go down and look at every contract that you have in the system. Now this gives you the VIN, the date that it was sold, what kind of contract it was, and it tells you how much you're earning on this contract. Now that number that you're earning can fluctuate because if you're hovering around a tier up or a tier down, it could go from $45 a contract to $50, or it could drop down to $40 depending on what your penetration is on the day that you look at it. So that gives you an idea of where you're at for the quarter. Remember, if you have a question on what you're earning, you're going to come here and look at this. So it's from Foundations, it's Reports, it's Standings, F&I Manager, and that brings you to your report. Now, once you're in this PerformX system, you can look at a lot of other things just by going to Reports. So if you go to Reports and you want to see how much you made this year or last year, you can click on the annual earnings, and it will show you that, well, you got to select a year. But if we click and see how much we've made this year so far and click Run Report, it's going to show that we've been paid on the Q4 incentives from last year. Because remember, you're paid the month following the end of the quarter. So when Q4 ends in December, you're paid in January. This is what you've earned for Q4. You can go back and look at all the previous years if you needed to. Let's say you wanted to look and see what you've earned on your Pinnacle card and make sure that you've received all your deposits for the year or you're checking for last year. You can come to Reports, come to Pinnacle Card Deposit, and from your Pinnacle Card Deposit, you can look, it'll tell you by deposit, by program, or by VIN. But what you're going to want to do, if you just click Run Report, you don't even need to put any dates or anything in there. It's going to go back and give you all the deposits that you've had on here. So if you're looking for something specific, come in and make it date specific and you can see what you've had. Now this will track your added security and your equity shield incentives. Another report to do would be earnings by program. And earnings by program, again, is going to separate it out by added security and equity shield. So if you just click Run Report here, and this is essentially giving you the last year, you can see what you've earned on your F&I Manager quarterly incentive or your equity shield incentive, and it'll break it down for you. So again, The main thing to be aware of is that from SubaruNet, go to Foundations. From Foundations, click Reports. Go to Standings by F&I Manager. That'll bring you to PerformX. And from PerformX, you can go through and find all of the information you're looking for on your incentives. So that was a quick rundown of how to access the Foundations and the PerformX system to see the standings on your added security incentives. Remember, the Equity Shield incentives, you'll need to reach out to myself, David Pipkins, or Sigve Friedle, and we can send you updates on that. After Equity Shield has been paid, they'll appear in there, but they won't appear in there like the added security will as the quarter goes on. I encourage you to log into the system, go through and look at it, see where you can track your previous payments and see what you're earning for the quarter. It is a great way to know what's coming and so that you can plan for this. If you have any questions on these systems, please reach out to me, David Pipkins, or Sigve Friedle. We're more than willing to help you. We'll see you on the next one.